Sleep deprivation isn't just a personal problem anymore. It's become a societal epidemic, a collective bad habit we've all decided to normalize. And like all great societal disasters, this one is backed by a strange cocktail of culture, capitalism, and a burning need to be constantly on. Across the globe, different countries are losing sleep in different ways, but the end result is surprisingly uniform: tired people, twitchy economies, and a workforce quietly being drained of emotional regulation and metabolic function. Whether you're eating tapas at midnight in Spain, clocking endless overtime in Japan, or falling asleep with your laptop in the United States, the modern world seems hell-bent on denying one of the most biologically essential acts we perform. Let's start with Japan, which has practically trademarked sleep deprivation. The Japanese word inamuri literally means sleeping while present, and refers to the culturally accepted practice of dozing off in public or even at work, because it supposedly shows you're so dedicated to your job that you've worked yourself into the ground. It's a nation where people average less than 6.5 hours of sleep per night and have an actual word, karoshi, for death by overwork. This isn't some fringe phenomenon. It's systemic. With notoriously long workdays, long commutes, and a high-pressure educational system, Japan has woven chronic exhaustion into its social fabric like it's an Olympic sport. And the cost is showing. Rising rates of depression, cardiovascular disease, and suicide, along with an entire market for sleep cafes where you can pay to nap in a pod because, apparently, that's easier than going home. Now consider Spain, a country famous for its late dinners, social culture, and the mythical siesta. While outsiders often think of Spain as the land of mid-afternoon naps and relaxed lifestyles, the reality is far more complex and less restful. In modern Spain, the traditional siesta is largely extinct in urban areas, replaced by a fragmented daily rhythm that pushes dinner to 9 or 10 p.m. and bedtime into the early morning hours. Combine that with standard 9 to 5 work schedules, often with a second shift in the evening, and a growing reliance on smartphones and digital entertainment, and you've got a population that frequently averages less than 7 hours of sleep per night. The result? Spaniards are among the most sleep-deprived in Europe, ironically, despite having a historical cultural institution that once prioritized rest. And then there's the United States, the land of hustle culture, side gigs, and sleep-when-you're-dead energy drinks. American sleep habits are driven less by tradition and more by capitalism with a strong caffeine dependency. The average adult sleeps around 6.8 hours per night, according to surveys, but self-reporting on sleep is as accurate as asking people if they floss daily. Americans stay up watching screens, catching up on work emails, and doom scrolling while swaddled in blue light and anxiety. With the rise of remote work and gig platforms, boundaries between daytime and downtime have eroded completely. People check Slack in bed and answer emails at stoplights. Sleep isn't just undervalued, it's actively sacrificed at the altar of productivity. In this system, fatigue becomes a badge of ambition, and those who actually prioritize sleep are seen as either enviably healthy or suspiciously lazy. Despite their cultural differences, these countries have all built environments that discourage rest. Technology is a big piece of it. Smartphones, tablets, and laptops have made it possible to be constantly connected and constantly distracted, blurring the lines between night and day. Sleep is no match for algorithm-driven content designed to keep you watching, liking, scrolling, and binging. Add to that the gig economy, globalization, 24/7 news cycles, and a general societal obsession with doing more, faster, and suddenly we're living in a world where going to bed feels like a moral failure. What's alarming is that national sleep trends now map onto national health trends. Countries with shorter average sleep durations also see higher rates of obesity, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and mental health disorders. This isn't a coincidence. Sleep isn't just recovery, it's regulatory. Without it, systems break down. Cognitive function declines. Emotional resilience weakens. Immune defenses falter. Yet public policy around sleep remains practically non-existent. There are guidelines for food, exercise, and alcohol, but when was the last time a government PSA reminded you to get 8 hours of sleep? Ironically, the countries that fare better in sleep metrics tend to be the ones that are less frantic about work or more intentional about rest. Think Scandinavian nations like Finland or Denmark, where work-life balance isn't just a buzzword but an actual lived reality. Flexible work hours, Natural light in office spaces and cultural norms that discourage late-night screen use all contribute to healthier sleep habits. In these countries, rest is not seen as weakness. It's seen as fuel. If there's a takeaway here, it's this. The global sleep crisis isn't about individual laziness or discipline. It's about systemic design. We've built societies that treat rest as an afterthought and exhaustion as a competitive edge. Whether you're overworked in Tokyo, overstimulated in New York, or just staying out late in Barcelona because that's when dinner starts, the result is the same. A world full of exhausted brains pretending everything's fine. Spoiler: it's not fine. Your circadian rhythm is plotting a coup. Your melatonin is missing in action. And your metabolism is texting you in all caps. Go to sleep before your society writes another productivity manifesto that doubles as a sleep deprivation manual.